Hey everyone, and welcome back to The Explainer. I am so thrilled you're tuning in today because we are diving into something absolutely crucial. We spend a ton of time talking about high-level climate data and massive global systems, but today we're focusing on the true execution layer of the entire climate puzzle, personal and community action. This is all about how everyone, literally you, me, our neighbors, can fight climate change on a practical, everyday basis.
But let's be real for a second. It's a massive, daunting question, right? Can one single person really feel powerful against climate change? I think we all kind of need to acknowledge that overwhelming feeling of individual powerlessness that creeps in when we're facing a global crisis of this magnitude. It's so easy to look at a melting glacier on the news and think, well, skipping my plastic straw today isn't going to magically refreeze that, is it?
Actually, scratch that. We need to flip that mindset immediately because climate change is fundamentally caused by cumulative human activities, right? So human behavior is exactly where the solution has to begin. You might feel like just one isolated person, but the reality is that billions of small, continuous, daily actions are the exact mathematical formula for global transformation. You are a completely vital piece of this massive global puzzle.
So here's our roadmap for today. We're going to cover why individual action matters, upgrading your daily habits, multiplying impact through community, the climate action pyramid, and finally, building a sustainable future.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Section 1, why individual action matters and why it's the root of the solution.
It literally all comes down to a direct chain of cause and effect. Think of it like a domino effect. It starts with step 1, your daily actions. Things as simple as how long you shower in the morning. That naturally dictates step 2, your resource use. Your resource use directly drives step 3, carbon emissions. And those emissions ultimately result in step 4, climate impact. It is an unbroken line. To put that into perspective, household consumption is responsible for over 60% of global greenhouse gas emissions. The impact is mathematically undeniable.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what we're talking about. This theory grounds itself in reality through measurable impact. Simply turning off lights doesn't just save a few pennies on your bill, it directly reduces atmospheric CO2. Swapping a daily car commute for public transport, that immediately lowers local air pollution in your city. Planting trees actively creates carbon sinks. The impact is real, it's measurable, and it starts entirely with you. Which brings us nicely to Section 2, upgrading your daily habits, the actual execution layer.
Now listen, upgrading your habits is not about painful sacrifice. You don't have to make your life miserable. The core philosophy here is simply this: live smarter, not harder. A sustainable lifestyle is essentially just a massive efficiency upgrade for your life. It's about optimizing how you live so you waste less time, less money, and way fewer resources. Just think about the sheer volume of easy, accessible actions right at your fingertips. Take energy and transport, for example. Swapping your old lights for LED bulbs actually uses 75% less energy and lasts 25 times longer. Taking literally 3 seconds to unplug those vampire devices saves both cash and carbon. And for transport, hopping on a bike for short trips or utilizing public transit are entirely achievable adjustments that scale up your personal efficiency big time.
And we can apply that exact same rapid rhythm to water and food. Fixing a leaky faucet? That can save thousands of gallons of water a year. And in the kitchen, get this, if global food waste were a country, it would be the third largest emitter of greenhouse gases in the entire world. Crazy, right? Simply reducing your food waste and buying local creates a massive dent in that statistic. Now, when it comes to the unavoidable waste from these everyday habits, we fall back on the absolute golden rule, the 3R principle: reduce, reuse, recycle. I know, it's a childhood classic for a reason, but I really urge you to consciously run this checklist in your head every single time you make a purchase or stand over a trash bin. It makes a world of difference.
All right, let's keep it moving. Section 3, multiplying impact through community and expanding our reach.
So a single green choice by one person is fantastic, but when it is shared with others, it catches fire. Communities genuinely multiply impact. Bringing these habits to your neighborhood, your workplace, or your local council creates this incredibly powerful ripple effect. It takes us from isolated actions into sweeping, systemic local change. And the engine for this whole community multiplier, it's education and awareness. Integrating robust climate education into our schools ensures the next generation builds these habits from day one. And leveraging social media, that allows these sustainable frameworks to go viral, spreading like wildfire and reaching far beyond the physical borders of our own neighborhoods.
Section 4. The Climate Action Pyramid and the Psychology of Change.
So how do we ensure all these things aren't just temporary trends? Let's move to and see how this builds. This pyramid maps the exact psychological framework required for permanent change. At the base, step 1 is awareness, simply learning about the problem. That naturally sparks step 2, motivation, which then pushes you to step 3, action. But here's the secret sauce. You have to repeat it to hit step 4, habit. Stack enough of those habits together and you finally arrive at the peak. Step 5, a fully sustainable lifestyle.
Which brings us to our final stop, Section 5, building a sustainable future.
Let's zoom out to the big, global vision for a second. What does the landscape actually look like when these behaviors scale up? Interestingly, sustainability creates thriving economic opportunities. As our demands shift, massive micro-business opportunities emerge. We're talking local recycling hubs, a booming market for organic goods, and endless eco-innovations. Doing the right thing for the planet actually becomes the absolute smartest thing to do for the economy.
And as those businesses thrive, our future vision becomes a reality. We transition into a world defined by widespread eco-friendly lifestyles, deeply connected sustainable communities, and an entire global economic model built on responsible consumption. That, right there, is the ultimate macro result of mastering your micro habits.
To summarize the core thesis of our time today, community power equals global change. It proves once and for all that every single individual matters. Your small actions genuinely create the massive impacts needed to shift the trajectory of our planet, for sure, as long as we do it together. So, I want to leave you with a challenge. You've got the knowledge, you've seen the direct flow of impact, and you know exactly how to stack habits into a lifestyle. The power is entirely in your hands right now. So what will your next daily action be? Think about it, execute it today, and I'll see you on the next explainer.